Hi. In this video, we will learn about the GETPIVOTDATA function in Excel.
Let's see what happens if we refer to a cell inside a pivot table like this. And when we press enter, you see we get a function, GETPIVOTDATA, and then we got data field, pivot table, field, item 1, field, item 2, like that. So this is actually auto-generated. So I did not write this function. This is a function in Excel that helps us to get data out of a pivot table. But here I just referred to a cell and I got this function inserted when I pressed enter. So here this data field sales means I have got this data from the sales field in the original data set. Then pivot table is actually the name of this pivot table and it's actually the first cell that is in the leftmost upper corner. So this B3 is actually the starting point of this pivot table. So the pivot table can expand or contract, but always the first cell will be B3. So here field 1 means I have gone to the product field and item 1 means I have gone to the EcoWave product. So because I have referred to EcoWave data here, and then field 2 is region. So I have referred to the region field, and then under region, this data was under East. So that's why it shows as East. So we will get into the syntax of this function shortly. So this is just what happens when you refer to a cell inside a pivot table. So if I go to another cell and refer to that, let's say Midwest EcoWave, I get that GETPIVOTDATA function insert again. So this is for a different product EcoWave in region Midwest. So this automatically happens when we refer to a cell inside pivot tables. If you want to stop that, you can go to pivot table analyze, and under the first pivot table group, you see there's options. If you down click there and tick this off and remove the tick from the generated GETPIVOTDATA, that function insertion will be removed. So now let's try. So if I refer to a cell now inside Excel, it just refers to that cell reference the normal way. So let me just put that back. So I'll put generate GETPIVOTDATA back into Excel. So now again, if I refer to another cell, I still get the GETPIVOTDATA function insert. So let's look at the GETPIVOT function. So it basically retrieves specific data from a pivot table by name based on the structure. So that is important. It's based on the structure. That means it's based on the structure of the pivot table and instead of cell references. So if you refer to and get data out of a pivot table using GETPIVOTDATA, if the pivot expands or contracts, it will adjust. So let's see the syntax. You got GETPIVOTDATA and the first function argument is data field. That is the name of the field you want to query. So it may be the sales field, something like that. And then you got the pivot table name. So the pivot table is basically a reference to any cell in the pivot table query. Then you have the optional field and item arguments. So where you can specify criteria, like which fields you need to have in your function. So since GETPIVOTDATA works on the structure and not cell references, it continues to work correctly even if the pivot table changes or the source data changes, so the pivot table changes. as long as the fields being referred are still present. For example, if the sales field is in the function, that needs to be in the original data source as well. So the additional field and item argument might be something like region needs to be east. So it will limit the sales data to sales in the east region only. So it's like giving criteria into the function. So let's look at some examples. So this is actually the source data where we got this pivot table generated from. And let's say I want to write a function to generate the total sales, to calculate the total sales. So then I can write a function equals GETPIVOTDATA, and I want to get total sales. So I can give the data field as sales. So within double quotations, I need to type sales. And I close double quotation. Then for the pivot table, what I need to do is, if the pivot table has a name, I can give that. Or I can give the first cell reference in the pivot table. So this pivot table starts at B3. So I can put B3 as the pivot table, or basically its name, and then press enter. So I get the total, grand total sales is located over here. So 960,821, I got that's the answer to this function. Now I want to get the sales for product SendGlow. So let's see how we can write the function equals GETPIVOTDATA, and then again I need sales. So I type sales. So that's the field I want to get the total for. And then I again refer to the pivot table B3, the first cell in the pivot table. And then I can give the field and the item or the criteria. So here I want to have the field should be product. And under the product, the name of the product should be SendGlow. So I can type SendGlow. And I can close the bracket, press enter. So I get 170,753. So for SendGlow, the total sales is 170,753. So I got that answer there. So what if I want total sales for the West region? Again, I can write the function GETPIVOTDATA. Again, I'm going for the sales field because I need total sales. And again, pivot table is starting at B3. And now I want basically the region to be West. So I will type within double quotations, region, close double quotations, that's the field 1. And under field 1, the item I need is West. So West I type within double quotation. And close bracket, press enter. So for West region, this is the West region, the total sales is 236,223. So I got that answer. Then finally, let's see how to calculate total sales for SendGlow in the West region. So I can type the function equals GETPIVOTDATA, and here again the field is sales. Your table is the same, B3. And here I have, I need the product to be SendGlow and the region to be West. So I can type within double quotations, field 1, the product, comma, needs to be Senglo. And then the region within double quotation needs to be West. And I can close the quotation. Also, I can close the bracket, press enter. So for Senglo, for the region West, I got 44,004. So that's the answer I got. So see, the syntax is quite similar to like a sum if function. So we are giving the criteria. Product needs to be Senglo, region needs to be West, likewise. So also here I typed in or hard coded the names of the product field and then the product and the region and the West. So you can obviously provide cell references. So on a side you can type the region, product and all that and refer to in the function instead of typing or hard coding like this. So let's look at how we can use cell references instead of hard coding. So here I want to get the product sales for Senglo. I will type equals GETPIVOTDATA and the data field is sales. And the pivot data starts at B3. And the field 1 is basically product. So I can give product from here. Cell reference F26 and the item 1 is Senglo. And I can press enter. So this is the same answer I got over here when I typed in or hard coded the fields and the products here. Again, if I want total sales in the West region, I can type equals GETPIVOTDATA. Again, sales. B3. And for field 1, I put region. And item 1, I put West. And I got 236,223. So this is the same answer I got when I hard coded region and West into the function. So I have given cell references here. Finally, if I want to get sales for Senglo in the West region, I can type the function like this. GETPIVOTDATA and sales is the field B3 and the product field 1 and item 1 is Senglo and field 2 is region and item 2 is West. And I get 44,004, the same answer I got here when I hard coded product Senglo, region and West. When you're using dates in the GETPIVOTDATA functions, like if you want to use individual dates, let's say under the date field, you want to have April 1st, 2021, then you need to use the date function and give the year, the date, the month, and then the date inside the date function for GETPIVOTDATA to work. So for dates, you need to use the date function. And if you have individual years given, you can give the date field, you can give the year field like this. And if you want 2021, you can give 2021 within double quotations like this. So that will get the under year field, the 2021 figure. So there are some notes here. As we saw, the name of the data field, and the field or item values must be enclosed in double quotations. And GetPivotData will return a href error if the fields are spelled incorrectly. And also you get a href error if the reference in the pivot table is not valid.
Thanks for watching.